What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast and Mr. Cincinnati. As always, I am joined by the podcast dad, Choops. How you doing, man?
By hell or high water, I'm here. Shout out to the podcast mom for coming in for the clutch. We acknowledge you.
We do.
So thank you so much to her, my better half. But picking up the kids and being able to get me here in this seat. So I'm excited for the show today. We got a good one.
We do, absolutely. We have some special guests coming from Summit Wrestling Association in Pennsylvania ahead of their show SummitSlam VI coming up this Friday. Right now we have SWA Grand Slam champion Tjay Sykes here with us. TJ, how are you? Pleasure to see you.
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on, guys. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. We've had a few members of the SWA roster on our show before. Definitely check out our interviews in our archives. Common NK, Red Dog, Mason Walls, all fantastic interviews, great conversations, great people. So definitely do yourselves a favor and check those out in our archives. Before we get into talking SummitSlam today, just a couple of quick announcements. Again, we have 2 interviews dropping tomorrow. Thanks again to Drew Hood, as well as TNA star Champagne Raj Singh for joining us. Cannot wait to drop these for you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Again, and we're gonna be a broken record about this until it's over. But next Friday, Action Wrestling 6-year anniversary celebration. Landon Hale, Mustafa Ali, sponsored by the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. You guys got to get your tickets now. I have just been told by Landon that the first 4 rows of the show are completely sold out. It's all general admission. This is going to be a hell of a show. Hell of a way to celebrate 6 years. Looks like that we have a few people coming in, and here he is, man of the hour. Mr. Red Dog is also finally here. What's up, Red? How you doing, man?
What's up? Just, moving around, getting things together, have to figure it all out.
Love it. It is good to see you both, and I know that Christopher Andino will be joining us at some point this evening as well. But gentlemen, let's get into it. SummitSlam is coming up this Friday. Now, Red Dog, you have been on the show before. TJ, this is your first appearance, so we're going to start here with you, and this is a question we ask all of our guests here. Tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
Are you over there, Red Dog? Am I pointing to Red Dog right now?
Yeah. You got it. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, go ahead.
Oh, no. They know my story.
No, this is for you. Yeah,
this is for you.
This is your turn. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll repeat the question, please.
Yeah, just tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
My earliest memory of pro wrestling, honestly, started in WCW back in '96. The NWO is what drew me into wrestling.
Love it. I mean, it's just one of the best stories. So, okay, between NWO and SummitSlam VI, what inspired you to get into the ring?
Okay, so there's NWO inspired me to watch. I've had other people like get me into it, like Shawn Michaels, DX, Nation of Domination with Farouk, and that whole crew of people. Like, just it mesmerized me, honestly, and that's one of the reasons why I'm like, one day I'm going to do just that. So been trying my best, not on that level, but we'll see what happens in the future.
Makes sense.
Awesome. Red Dog, how have you been doing? We've seen you, on our go back to the archives to watch the full interview, but how are you doing? How's it going, and what have you been up to since then?
Man, I've been doing great, actually. Recently, I was a part of SNW, part of the Infinite Plus Network. So if you guys didn't get a chance to, you guys can check that show out. And I am now, I left a title in my car, but my car has my SNW Infinite A Plus title in it. So it's there. It's hanging out, because I take it with me, and it's obviously going to be at the SWA show too this weekend. So yeah, having a lot of fun. Just getting in, and then just helping change people's lives, man. Like, that's the kind of the bigger thing. If we want to pull the curtain back all the way, I just really, I was excited. I had a client who I just recently we were taking measurements and stuff, and she has lost 21 pounds since the end of January till today. So I was super excited for her. Yeah, doing big things. So I was like, yeah, we doing good stuff. So I definitely have been proactive there. And then on social media, if you guys haven't seen, I've been antagonizing everybody or everybody that I can.
Yeah.
That always
not me though, right?
No, never the Red Prince. Never the Red Prince. Occasionally the Red Prince.
So tell us real quick about the first time that you guys met.
You want to tell that one? You want to tell that one?
Well, we met a couple of times, but our first match actually
Oh no, we got to take it back. We got to take it back to when I saw you training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, because like I remember I was just so awkward like in training.
Was?
I mean, yeah, I still am, but that's not the point. The point is like it was so weird because like when you're new to the indie scene, right, and you don't really know anybody, you're like starting to learn everybody and who they are and what effects that they've had on the business and stuff like that. And for me, like I didn't know really anybody. I mean, I barely knew who Sicken was, right? And that was because people have talked about him. So meeting Tjay for the first time, I was like, "Oh, cool, Tjay. Great to meet you." And then it was just, and it was just trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And yeah, Mr. Red Prince over here quickly corrects people when things happen.
in a positive way,
Yes.
It's like constructive criticism instead of just straight criticism. I mean, I could go that way, but I try to be nice.
Yeah. No, and it's one of the things. The funniest part was, I don't know. It's funny because I tend to make connections with people pretty quickly. Full transparency behind the scenes, right? And Tjay and I, we hit it off, and we've been really tight ever since. But when we got to work our first show together, that was classic. Because one of the best things is I had been wanting to work Tjay for a long time, and when I got the opportunity, it was one of those cool moments that like I would never change, right? Because my father had flown into town, and it was the first time that my dad got to watch me be a professional wrestler in a ring, and no better dance partner than Mr. Sykes over here I got to work with. And yeah, we had a lot of fun, and my dad was like, "Whoa, you guys are really good." And I was like, "No, he is really good. I am just here learning."
I'm very good at getting beat up. Let's put it that way.
That's not what the clips say. The clips have like tons of. We have tons of clips I put up on social media. Like one of them had it's like the baseball thing where it's just like he's coming up to the patch and oh my god, he got killed, and it's like, I was like looking for and Tjay hit me with this 360 lariat, and it just looked like I got decapitated.
Yeah, you still won though, so I'm a little sour at that, but it's okay.
That's weird because like not even just like a year later, like you got that win back at another promotion, and that even like it's weird because like I got to see because Mr. Sykes has been always elevating up, and I'm just trying to maintain where I'm at and try to keep up. And so I got to work with him at another show in a one-on-one, and I felt like even when, there were certain circumstances that happened beyond our control, but what we did in our control, I felt like that was like the best match that we put on. And yeah, if you guys didn't, it's on my social media page, like, and or my YouTube channel. And yeah, I mean, we got to do a lot more stuff with our characters and the antics and stuff. And one of my favorite things to do is purposely try to break Tjay Sykes in the ring in character, and I will say the wildest shit in the ring just to get him to react.
Hasn't worked yet.
Yeah,
you seem pretty steady as a seal there. Yeah, I mean, you seem like you keep cool under pressure.
Oh yeah, oh, for sure. If you guys haven't noticed, like this is just a whole thing of like people coming on just to talk good about me. So if you haven't noticed that yet, this is what's happening. So forget the show Saturday.
I'm at it.
It's all about me.
Well, what a way to transition. Let's talk about the show on Saturday. That was fantastic. So let's Eric, can you pull up the poster for me?
There is no graphic. No, you know what? No.
I
Anybody wants to see this?
Bengals fan.
There it is.
I do have. Okay, I have the event flyer, not the individual match graphics, though. I apologize. But yeah,
that works. There we go.
Hey, there it is.
That's all I was asking for.
Okay.
Mr.
Well, I thought you were
Cincinnati.
looking match by match. You know what? Okay. Don't take your rough work day out on me today. No. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Okay.
No.
Save that for the Oklahoma State Athletic Commission. Okay. Get that shit out of here.
Oh.
All right. Oof. I felt that one over here.
I know.
All right,
yeah.
let's talk about
the
this
Trevor
card.
Project thanks them for their donation, by the way.
Talk a little bit about this card on Saturday as I try to transition away from that. How did this come together? What are we looking at? What can we expect from this card? Either one can go, but like how did we get here?
Oh, I mean, so for me, it's been interesting to be on this road, especially seeing the way that things have been developing, especially here at SWA. It's quite intriguing, and there's a lot of things happening, a lot of people, and a lot of corruption going on behind the scenes. And it's kind of up to a little mercenary who just takes it upon himself to get contracted and go take some people out. And currently, there's two individuals I'm going to be in a ring with. Now, I don't have a problem with Jesse. Jesse's a great dude. And even recently, he's been known as the EWA champion. And I'm super excited to see him as a Sweet 16 champion. But he always gets in my way whenever I'm trying to get things accomplished. And I don't appreciate that very much. And so when I look at someone like Stan Styles, the man who is the leader of the Creamy Nation, right? The
Cream Mania was a great show. I will say that.
First of all, you can.
I can't. He controls everything. I can't.
But that man out there, he's over here talking about how he wants to cream everybody in the face. And it's a very weird thing to say to people, but hey, you know what? Who's the judge? That's not me. But ultimately, I have these two great individuals that are going to be in the ring. And now I've met Stan Styles and I've beaten him twice. So I'm looking to get a third one on him in another promotion that he wants to beat me in. But, we'll see what happens. I just know that there's going to be a lot of cream all over the place. And one dog is coming out on top.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Talk about two
like
sweet. Tjay, let's talk about the match with is it Kenneth Conley? Let's go on that one. How did we get here?
I wish I knew that too. On the flip side of that, he has no problem with Jesse, and he has all this respect for Stan and everything. I have no respect for my opponent. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't know how we got here unless we rewind the clocks back 15 plus years. 15 years, like this man has been a thorn in my side. I wasn't even supposed to be on this show. I wasn't supposed to be really wrestling in the SWA. I'm supposed to be behind the scenes. I'm supposed to be the guy trying to run a good company, trying to help out, give my knowledge, give my experience to everything. And this guy comes back after so many years just to be a thorn in my side once again. Because 15 years ago, a young up-and-coming green Tjay Sykes, every single chance that he got, was able to beat Kenneth O'Dane Connolly. And for some reason, after all this time, it's still just been sticking in his crawl, if you will. And meanwhile, I've gone on and do other things, live my life, live my career out. But he wants to come back and just be a pain in my ass. Now we're getting into a little bit of the cursing. My apologies for anyone who's out there listening right now. It's just been getting under my skin ever since he's come back. So this is where we're at now. This is what he wanted. This is what he's been asking for over a year now. Now he's going to get it. He's going to regret it, honestly, because he couldn't beat me 15 years ago when I was young, just coming into it. I don't understand why he thinks he has a chance now, being more experienced, being more world traveled, being where I'm at right now. Not to put myself on a pedestal, but I've been trying to progress and grow. He stayed stagnant this entire time. But for some reason, he believes he has a shot. So you know what? I'm going to give him a shot in his face.
Back to Creamania.
I expect that. I expect that from them, but you
expect it from me. Shut up.
I can at least say that I tried to feign shock. Anyway, so this match got my attention. Christopher Andino versus Common. Rematch for the SWA Mid-Atlantic title. Common ended Andino's 525-day championship reign. Take us through the history of this rivalry, the intensity of this. Common, another former guest on our show. What has made this rivalry as impactful as it is, and how did everybody feel when this streak ended?
Like, to me, honestly, like just watching it, like Common and Andino have been on this collision course, honestly, since 2022. Andino came in, and if I remember correctly, won the Shady Grove Gauntlet that was for #1 contendership for the Mid-Atlantic Championship. And the guy who was running that gauntlet before the end was Common MK. Common MK lost to Andino from what I remember, and Andino's just been on a run since that entire time. And each time that Common has come close, Andino's there to stop him. And it just so happens that in January at Flying V, Common stopped Andino. 525 days is nothing to laugh at, honestly. Because if I can say so myself, I held the record prior to Andino, and he beat my record, and he beat me. So, Andino's a force, and now Common's a force.
Yeah, and you're a former Grand Slam champion. I mean, that's saying
something. I will always be a Grand Slam champion, sir.
Yes,
you cannot take that away from me. I will always be that. I just don't have a belt, but we won't have to talk about that.
It's okay. That's all right. You don't have a belt yet. That's fine. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
I like yet. I like yet, Red Dog.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's funny because I faced Andino a couple times for that title too, and it just seems like always something weird. Even though I've always planned for these things, and I've always gone through and even looked at the intel. The last time I faced him, he lubed up the rope somehow, and I ended up slipping and falling and getting pinned. So it was really weird how everything is played out. But
are you blaming Snake Styles again?
I definitely am looking to get my win back on him at one point in time. But
the thing about Andino is Andino without a championship is a very dangerous man. Him without gold, honestly, it's rare nowadays. It's very rare for him. So him losing out on a belt, man, that doesn't sit well with him. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. It also seems very kind of paranoid about it too.
I mean, wouldn't you?
525 days.
500 days.
That's
let's
not act like Gunther didn't get paranoid there towards the end.
I was gonna say just because your title's in the car doesn't mean everybody else is.
That means nobody can get it though. That means it's protected. As soon as I hear the alarm, I'm gonna be like, the bat signal. My God.
Maybe Andino's coming for that too.
Uh-oh.
I think you can always try.
Oh man, got some fighting words today.
The wild part is that he always seems to have he's had my number the last couple times. I can't front, but whenever there's another person involved in the match, he doesn't get the win. So I've got to figure something out. It's just very crazy.
It seems like it's bothering you a little bit.
It is 100% bothering me right now.
We'll make sure to check the ropes.
I'm gonna fry. Yep. I'm gonna have to take care of this.
Dean Curtis said it best. Red Dog is plotting. I can see that. I can see the gears turning right there. Yeah,
it's necessary.
Well, there's another match we want to ask about. This is for the SWA Championship. Wildman, Robbie Page taking on Kalua. This is the third match. It's been brewing since last year's SummitSlam, third one in the series. Very curious here. Take us through the history of this rivalry and what it means to the prestige of this championship.
Robbie Page, so if I can speak on a personal note, Robbie Page is the man who trained me. He taught me everything that I know. He is one of the best technicians that I've seen in quite some time on just the local circuit. And he came in SWA just rising through the ranks and beating Kalua, Kalua himself, a legend in this sport, man. His resume goes back decades and he's still going strong today, which is amazing for someone his age. He is still tearing it up. He is still that annoying guy that I've always known him to be since the beginning of my own career. But the SWA Championship has gone back 20 years, almost 20 years now, and so many great people have held it. And for Kalua to be one of the guys, and probably at that point in time, the longest reigning champion as well, that's saying a lot. But it also says a lot when Robbie is the one who a year ago took it from him. And they met in December of 22. Robbie wasn't successful. Met again at SummitSlam V, took it off of him, and this is the rematch. This is the rubber match. And I'm excited to see who's going to come out on top on this. If I have to guess, my own personal thing, he's the man who trained me. I love this man to death. I'm still rooting for Robbie.
Dog, who you got?
Yeah, definitely. I love the idea that Robbie constantly is like pushing and evolving and understanding from his mistakes. And
Mhm.
so, like watching him work, I was like, "Yo, you're great." My first match at SWA was against King Kalua, which not a lot of people remember, but it seems that it was impactful enough that I got brought back. But nonetheless, I will have to say, the wild man, he's the wild man. He learns from his mistakes, and I kind of see that he might be retaining.
Okay.
I see the way that you said that. It seems like you have your eye on the heavyweight championship, Red Dog.
There's always an ability to knock somebody off the top.
He's got
true.
a point. He's got a
That's
point.
true. And if you don't get in the business to win the world title, why are you even in it?
I mean, I was here to make friends, but apparently you got to make championships too. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll go.
Gotta
down
make
that route.
It's all
championship.
about the 2 C's, checks and championships.
Is it because you're such a nice guy? Red Dog?
Companionships and championships.
That's right. Red Dog is saying he will work for free.
Friends and
You heard it here
friends
first.
and championships. That's because Podcast Dad paid me to say that. So
Apparently, I got
Checks in
TK
the mail.
money. I'm paying Red Dog. I don't know where all this money is. I don't have any of it, but that's fine.
it was from your investment portfolio in TKO. I saw. Don't worry. We have fingers and they type. They type
That's
well.
fine. That's fine.
So I saw.
There
You support 2 cons. 3 if you include the one from the street that you were on last night.
you go.
Oh my god.
Now you're getting a little feisty. I was in bed at 9:30, sir. Final.
Are we going back? Are we going back to pre-media here? Like,
No, we're not. We're not.
plenty of pre-made
I'm married and I have kids. That doesn't happen anymore. So, final question that we have for the show here as we move on. Fans that are attending that may be new, fans that are watching that may be new, what can they expect from an SWA show? What's the experience like? What are we going to see?
That essence.
They're gonna see a lot of wildness. A wild man. They're gonna see a wild dogs. They're gonna see some people who are purely ignorant.
Yeah.
They're gonna see a guy who is very much a superhero in making, right? And you're gonna get big battles, big characters, and you're gonna get a lot of fun stuff to like cheer about. So that's what you can expect from a place like SWA. And maybe every once in a while, a self-built man ready to go on hell-bent revenge. Will he get there? Who knows?
Tune in.
I would probably say like a wide variety of things, just like Red Dog said. Like, it's a family-friendly show. Bring the kids out, bring the whole family out. They're gonna have a great time. What's not going to be family-friendly is probably going to be my match. I apologize ahead of time. This is pretty personal, and I can't promise you that it's going to be family friendly in that 15 to 20 minutes that's going to take me to whoop this guy's ass. But
hey, I ain't mad at it. Once again, here is the flyer. Everybody, tickets are on sale now. Follow at Summit Wrestling Pro. Again, I mean, all social media platforms where you can find them. They're trying to grow their presence as well. This is a fantastic promotion. We've had a number of wonderful people that have joined us to talk about their experience working for this company, and we're super thrilled that you guys want to come on and speak about the event with us today, and we very much thank you for that. Before we let you guys go, we'll start with TJ. Where can everybody find you on social media?
you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook at Red Prince Sykes on all platforms, including YouTube as well.
Love it. Red Dog?
Yeah, so you can find me at _RedDog85 on all social media platforms. So whether that be Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, right? Blue Sky, OnlyFans. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of them out there. Pornhub, you can find me there too. Red Dog 85. That's where I'll be at.
I will say, having just the singular handle did make editing a lot easier at the end when we were getting the description ready for your interview. It's just like all platforms, one name, got it. So, definitely appreciate that. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for joining us. As always, we'd love to have you back. This went well, giving you guys a live microphone here for a change. This went well. I like
towards the end. It got a little dicey. But
that's fine. No.
I'm the only one who doesn't have a microphone here, and I feel like a little unprepared there.
No, it's great. Yeah.
I don't understand. Step your game up. I feel like you. I feel
I'm
like
not,
you
I'm
had
not a
that wrong.
podcaster. I'll take your mic. How's that?
Well, I have another one, so you know, it's just doesn't change anything. Like I've got like 2 or 3 now. Just a collection. It's a weird collection.
I like it. Gentlemen, thank you both so much. Stick around for a quick second after we wrap up. Everybody, thank you so much for joining this episode. As always, hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. If you know literally just one person that would enjoy watching this podcast, share it with them. Let them get a feel for it themselves. Support our merch store. We've got 4 boxes in our in the screen here today, so I can't get the merch link up, but it is linked to our Twitter page at JunkiesPod. Make sure to buy a mug. Support independent wrestling. All the good stuff out there.
Support my OnlyFans.
Okay.
Can that be the clip?
Yeah.
I hope
I don't
that's
have a mug for that.
I mean, if you
I'll
have
get
a
you one
mug,
you can
that'd be
fill
great. I
up.
mean, I would prefer a mug myself, but gentlemen, thank you both so much. Stick around for a quick second. That's going to do it for us this week. We will be back this Monday. We will be breaking down AEW Dynasty and all the good stuff that happens. Make sure to catch us on Local Now this weekend as we join Wrestling Spotlight to give our official AEW Dynasty predictions. And let's just be nice to each other. So for Tjay Sykes, for Red Dog, for the podcast dad of Mr. Cincinnati, this has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.
Kawaii.